Napa Recycles. Recycling helps save resources, energy, and money. It keeps materials out of the landfill, provides jobs, combats global warming, and closes the loop through the creation of new products out of recycled materials. On Collection Day in a Napa neighborhood, you see 3 carts at the curb: blue for single-stream recycling, brown for yard waste, and gray for trash. This system, which requires your help in getting materials into the correct containers, allows us to minimize the amount of material sent to the landfill and maximize the amount that can be recycled into new useful products. In fact, since our rollout of single-stream recycling, which captures items like cans, bottles, plastics, and paper, recycling rates in Napa have gone up 25%. Thank you for your help and cooperation.
It really is what every household really should be recycling. Less of a carbon footprint. All these things are a big circle, and one affects the other.
It does take some education and understanding what goes where, but our waste management leaders and our policy leaders are really doing a good job of trying to make sure that people understand how important it is.
When people place an item into a bin, the materials have reached the end of their intended use. However, these materials still have significant value. And for us at the City of Napa and Napa Recycling and Waste Services, that means our work is just beginning. But where does that stuff go once it's dumped in the truck? The materials from the blue recycling and brown yard waste carts comes to the City of Napa Recycling and Composting Facility. Recycling drivers collect carts from both businesses and residents. The content of 400 to 500 blue carts fits in our recycling truck. Each recycling truck in the fleet will unload right on the floor of the recycling facility. To give a perspective of how much stuff there is, we have approximately 20 truckloads like this coming in every day from the Napa community. This adds up to a lot of material that can be recycled into new products. When the mountain of mixed recyclables are loaded onto the conveyor belt, so begins the state-of-the-art system of sorting through these recyclable materials. Sorting at the Napa Recycling Facility is a process that involves both hand sorting and machinery. About 15 people work on the sorting line. The mixed recyclables make their way into the sorting line. The sorters begin by removing plastic bags from the recycle stream. Plastic bags are not accepted in the blue cart. The bags clog the gears of the machinery, halting the entire sorting process. We encourage you to reduce your usage of plastic bags by using reusable bags when you shop. If you do have plastic bags, you can bring them to the recycling bins at your local supermarket, drugstore, or large retailer. Sorters have to remove any other non-recyclable items. You can do your part to help by putting items in the correct bin at home, work, or school. The sorters pick glass bottles off of the line and sort them by color. Cardboard is also removed and separated at this point. After the first stage of hand sorting, the material goes onto 2 large rotating screens. Paper products are rerouted, while heavier items like plastic, metal, and cartons drop down onto a second conveyor belt. The remaining glass breaks and falls down into waiting bins. A second team removes any non-paper items that may have slipped into the paper line. The separated paper is baled and shipped to be turned into new paper products. Meanwhile, the remaining metal, plastics, and cartons make their way to the other side of the facility to meet fast hands and mechanical material separation. Aluminum cans and plastic bottles are separated by type and sucked through a vacuum tube to storage across the warehouse. Tin cans are magnetically lifted up and separated into a pile of their own. The leftovers fall into a dumpster, but before heading to the landfill, they're examined and the missed recyclables are captured. As with the paper, cardboard, plastic, and aluminum are baled and shipped and made into new products. Each bale weighs about 1,100 pounds. and a bale of aluminum cans includes 25,000 cans. The aluminum cans are melted down and made into new cans that are back on store shelves within a matter of weeks, using only 5% of the energy it takes to make aluminum cans out of virgin resources. The color-sorted glass is made into new bottles, saving energy and resources. A separate truck and driver collects yard waste from the brown carts. This is also taken back to the City of Napa Recycling and Composting Facility, and through a natural process, the materials will turn into compost and organic soil amendment in about 2 weeks, right on site. Landscapers and the general public may also bring their yard waste. First, the material goes through a grinder. Then the ground debris is put into a pile or a windrow where it will age. The crew regularly rotates the piles to get air into the material. Tiny bugs and bacteria, or microbes, eat the yard waste and help it quickly decompose. The steam is a regular occurrence, as the piles will heat up to 150 degrees. At maturation, the compost is placed in a screener, removing the large pieces that have not yet broken down. After 15 days, the active composting process is complete. The compost is then aged in piles for several more weeks, where it cools and stabilizes. The finished compost is now ready for agricultural or landscaping use. It goes to farms, vineyards, gardens, yards. Anyone in the Napa community may purchase the compost to improve their soil. Compost enriches the soil, decreases the need for petroleum-based fertilizers, prevents erosion, conserves water, and more. Compost closes the loop locally, as Napa's organic material is returned to Napa's soils. Very little fuel is needed for this particular cycle, which alone diverts 40,000 tons from the waste stream. Meanwhile, the dark gray carts used for garbage are serviced, and the material is brought to the transfer station. Trash is consolidated there before being loaded onto larger trucks bound for the landfill. No recyclables are removed from the garbage. When Napa residents place recyclables in the garbage carts, the recyclables will make their way to the landfill, eliminating any possibility for reuse or recycling.
Recycling and composting is something that I think every child should be aware of. It is very easy for everyone to do their own part.
And as for our landfills, for utilizing the product in a different way.
The City of Napa and Napa Recycling and Waste Services also recycle e-waste, concrete, asphalt, dirt, wood, carpet, sheetrock, metal appliances, and more. Over 100,000 tons is recycled or composted at the facility every year. Bird control is an ongoing challenge at all recycling facilities and landfills. Chickens are a new addition to the recycling center. Not only do they eat well on food scraps, but also it turns out that seagulls don't like chickens. Who knew? Overhead wires also were installed to help with bird control. Even the water that runs off the facility is recycled. It is pumped back on the compost piles to add necessary moisture.
The City of Napa was at 27% landfill diversion rate. Currently we're at 63% landfill diversion rate. So tremendous progress. We're going to be working towards zero waste as a goal, as a community, and we hope to be at 75% plus 10 years from now.
Want to find out more? The City of Napa and Napa Recycling and Waste Services offer tours to groups and schools. Please make the arrangements to come visit us and check out naparecycling.com.